Hey everyone, I'm Ed here with Corey from the Treehouse and our friend Jordan. As many of you know, we are gearing up here for the 2017 Splatoon 2 World Inkling Invitational. And so we thought this would be a good time to take a moment and give a shout out to the global competitive Splatoon community, as well as look at some areas of focus to maybe help the players who really enjoy the game and who are maybe looking to take that next step into the competitive scene.
I think the most important thing is really getting into story mode, because I remember with the original Splatoon, I jumped right into multiplayer. You get used to the territory control, but what story mode does is it teaches you to move while you spread your ink to cover that territory. And I think regardless of what weapon you use, you need to be able to learn how to be mobile and learn how to get around and flank your opponent, or at least just handle the environment that you're going to be in. And so I think going into that story mode and really getting a feel for the controls is going to help you really master any type of weapon you eventually settle in on.
In the recent single-player trailer we just unveiled, we showed that in Splatoon 2, you'll be able to play with different weapon types in the single-player campaign. So not only will you be playing with like a shooter-type weapon like a splatter shot, but you'll get access to like a roller, a slosher, a charger, the new dualies. And you'll be able to take those base mechanics over into the multiplayer modes as well.
And that's huge, because I think, again, as someone that started off as a novice in Splatoon and nowhere near the competitive level of players we're going to see at the championship here, going into that one-player story mode, that's when I saw the biggest increase in sort of my skill and comfort level with the game. And now that you can use different weapons with that, I mean, what a wonderful opportunity to learn how to develop your skills with the weapon that you're maybe most comfortable with. And then as you get into these ranked matches, you also learn that certain weapons do better in certain ranked modes. For example, we saw the blasters really do very well in that tower control, where most of the teams are typically concentrated by the tower. So if you can get some splash damage from a blaster, it makes it a good choice for it.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting you talk about using that campaign mode to explore mobility and maneuverability and getting comfortable, because another aspect of that is of sort of getting grounded and really like understanding the fundamentals is the Recon Mode. Is it officially called Recon Mode?
So you could just call it Recon.
We'll call it Recon.
Yeah. So when you go into the lobby, whatever levels are in the current rotation, you can press a button and just kind of recon that stage. So you can, there's no enemies, and yeah, you can just kind of swim around ink and find all the nooks and crannies. I think what's really great about that mode is maps change from mode to mode, right? So the Turf War version of the Reef is different from the Rainmaker version of the Reef. There might be different obstacles in the way, or like little sponges or something that let you get to another area for a shortcut. So knowing all of those minor differences is paramount into success.
I do want to touch on one last thing, and that's knowing your maps and how important that is. That's something that became clear watching these competitive teams play to get to the World Inkling Invitational. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was the development we saw play out in the US Inkling Open on Moray Towers. That's traditionally a stage where you always include a charger in your team comp. And so you always have a sniper gaining position somewhere. One of the teams ended up foregoing the charger and going with a hyper-aggressive team comp, and they ended up sort of taking out all of the available sniper positions for the other team, because they ended up steamrolling to the other side, and they really had the charger on the run then.
You mentioned the opposing team having a charger. It's his job to really distance the opposing team, cover some area, and provide some cover for his teammates. When they can't do that, when they can't help out their teammates, you have now taken out an important cog of the opposing team. And while you're taking out that important cog, what are you doing? You're getting territory control while you're doing that. Because if you've got, say, a splatter shot and you're taking out the charger, you're covering a bunch of territory with ink while you're chasing down that charger player.
I actually love the fact that you're bringing up Moray Towers specifically, because as we've shown, it's coming back to Splatoon 2 with some changes. Most noteworthy, the ink rails, which are going to now be a part of Moray Towers. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to change strategy as well. If we'll see as many chargers, will we see more rollers? Yeah.
Jordan, Corey, I want to thank you for your time. We actually got to wrap it up because we got a tournament to get ready for. But in the meantime, we got some friends coming in. We're going to play a quick game. And Jordan will see you at E3. Corey, you'll be there. We'll all be there. And so I hope you'll be there too. So please tune in, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
See ya.